Well, hello everybody, and it's currently freezing cold outside. Ponds and lakes have had ice on them for a couple weeks now, as we are in the dead of winter here in Indiana. And so just overall, you're a bass fisherman, a sad time of year to be in. You can't go out and do anything. Pretty much the closest thing to fishing you'll get is just sitting here and watching YouTube videos, which is what I've been stuck doing for the past couple weeks, and it sucks, but hey, I figure I might as well get out and make some of my own. And so I don't really have an option with it being so cold outside other than to do indoor videos. And I figured, I did a review on the Huddleston bluegill a couple weeks ago, and so I figured I'd just go ahead and continue that, do some more reviews. And today I'll be doing a review on the Bass Pro Shop Stik-O, which is just another version of a stick worm. Man, if you're a bass fisherman and have never thrown a stick worm, I don't know what to tell you. It might not be quite a bass fisherman, but anyways, everyone's got to get started somewhere. And so this is a great place to start bass fishing, learn how to bass fish, and honestly, it's one of the best lures you can be. I don't care how good at bass fishing you are, this thing is going to catch fish. And so definitely need to have this tied on at all times. It has caught me countless and countless of fish, and let alone, I'd say around 30 to 40 4 to 5 pounders in my life. And I've seen many other people catch some giant fish on this little 5-inch worm right here, either wacky rigged or Texas rigged, and this thing will go crazy. I throw it on a couple different rods. I've thrown on a 7-foot medium heavy casting rod just to be able to flip it around a little bit and that stuff if you're working around tight cover. But then I also throw it on a spinning rod, and that's when I'll usually have it wacky rigged, is on that spinning rod. And so I just use an average wacky rig hook. And for the Texas rig hooks for this 5-inch Stik-O, I use these Trocar Eat Up extra wide gap hooks, just worm hooks. They have a keeper on them too. They're 3/0, so that's what I use with these 5-inch Bass Pro Shop Stik-Os. Then another thing I want to get into trying this year is for flipping in heavy cover and stuff like that. I want to try these giant dudes. These things are 7.5 inches. So here laying there's a 7.5 inch, and here's the 5.5 inch. So absolutely dwarfs this thing, and this thing is heavy. And so I got these extra wide gap monster worm hooks from Gamakatsu. They're 7/0. They come with 4 of them. And so this year I'm really looking forward to trying and flipping this around trees, under docks, and seeing what I can get out of this compared to just a 5-inch. But I'm looking for more of the same results. I don't think a little 1 to 2 pounder is going to be scared of this at all. I've had 1 to 2 pounders eat big giant swim baits that I've thrown, and so I don't think they'll shy away from that at all compared to the 5-inch. And so I'm really looking forward to it. And now we'll go into why I choose these Bass Pro Shop Stik-Os over other brands. And so I'd say 4 or 5 years ago, when I was first getting into fishing, me and my dad introduced me to the stick worm. That was primarily one of the first things I started bass fishing with, and I had caught a couple big fish on it. And getting into bass fishing, caught a couple big fish on this. Why would I ever abandon it? And so I just went all in on stick worms. I bought about every color you could get and every brand you could get. And so that fall, me and my dad just tested them. We'd see which brands hold up better and which brands caught the most fish. And definitely caught the most fish is Gary Yamamoto. I think that is the best Senko. I think they have the most salt in them. And so they caught a lot more fish for us. I wouldn't say any more than this though. The Gary Yamamoto's cost around, they're expensive, $6 to $7 to $8 per pack. It's kind of ridiculous for 10 of them, and they are not durable at all by any means. You catch 1 to 2 fish and you got to change it, or even have some bites on some, and you've got to have a whole new lure. And so that really sucks about the Yamamoto's, because they are very good. Then we tried the Yum Dingers. Personally, I didn't like those because on weightless rigs they sank too slow, and I really didn't have that enough patience to deal with that. And so then we finally tried a little bit of Strike Kings. They weren't bad, but then we tried these Bass Pro Shop Stik-Os. You can buy a 30 pack for $12 currently, I believe, and sometimes you'll see them on $10 sales, or a 16 pack for $5, I believe, or $6. And so these things in my opinion, are just as good as the Yamamoto Senko. Maybe just a little hair shy, not as efficient to fish because the Senko sinks really, really fast. But this Stik-O, it's hard to tell. When a guy next to you in the boat's fishing a Senko and then you're fishing a Stik-O, it's very, very hard to tell the difference between the two in the water. And so I definitely think this is a way better bang for your buck. Instead of paying $8 for 10 Senkos, you can pay $10 to $12 for 30 Stik-Os. And these things are durable. You can catch 3 to 4 fish on each one. Or if you have a wacky rig with the O-rig, you can definitely catch a lot of fish. That O-ring preserves your bait and you can definitely keep it going for a little bit longer. And so yeah, that's pretty much it about this Bass Pro Shop Stik-O. So just like I said, this year I'm looking forward to trying this 7.5 inch one. Definitely excited to see what results I can get out of that compared to the 5 inch. And so definitely, I think if you're looking for the best stick bait for your money, go to your local Bass Pro Shops or Cabela's now that they carry Bass Pro Shop stuff, and definitely pick up some Stik-Os. And so now I'll just add in some footage and some pictures of big bass we've caught on Senkos over the years. And so hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please just take a look at my channel if you'd like. You don't have to, but be nice if you did. And so hopefully you guys are having a good evening, and hopefully you guys can go pick yourself up some Bass Pro Shop Stik-Os. Thank you for watching.
Yeah. Yep.
Senko.
Oh my God. That's a big one. What's the tank? Come on, please, please. Oh, yeah, son. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Nice one. Gotta get my picture real quick. That's a tanker. Hammered the Senko. I saw him wake on it. Nice big one. Healthy.